June 2022, the tripartite constituents of the International Labour Organization held a general discussion on decent work and the social and solidarity economy. This general discussion took place during the 110th session of the International Labour Conference. The International Labour Conference is the ILO's highest decision-making body, gathering 187 tripartite delegations from member states, including governments, workers, and employers' organizations. And this conference meets every once a year in June. And for the first time in its history, this year, the conference was held in a hybrid manner. And some say also this is the first time that in its 103 years of history, the International Labour Conference discussed the social and solidarity economy. Others may say, no, this is a return of this topic to the International Labour Conference, as the social economy was mentioned in the International Labour Organization texts as early as 1922. And cooperatives, a key organizational form that fall under the social and solidarity economy, have had a long and illustrious history at the International Labour Organization. In fact, the cooperative movement has been a critical partner for the ILO since the inception of the organization. The first ILO Director General was a cooperator. The ILO established a cooperative service in 1920. Cooperators are mentioned in the constitution of the ILO under Article 12, and to this day, the ILO remains the only United Nations agency with an explicit mandate on cooperatives. As the representative of the cooperative movement worldwide, the International Cooperative Alliance also holds a general consultative status at the ILO. It is, however, accurate to say this is the first high-level, comprehensive debate in the United Nations system on the social and solidarity economy. There is, in fact, a great momentum growing for a UN resolution on the social and solidarity economy from member states. The European Union adopted a social economy action plan in December last year, and the OECD has adopted recommendations on the topic. Going back to the International Labour Conference and this committee where decent work and the social and solidarity economy was discussed, there were a set of conclusions adopted on the topic by the committee, affirming the role that the social and solidarity economy can play in tackling the challenges of the post-pandemic era and fostering a planet and people-centered future of work. So what did the conclusions say? The conclusions had 5 parts. The first part sets the scene and highlights the close alignment of the ILO constitutional mandate on advancing social justice and decent work and the social and solidarity economy. It references the ILO Constitution, including the Declaration of Philadelphia, relevant international labor standards and declarations which acknowledge the contribution of the social and solidarity economy in promoting decent work and sustainable development. The second part of the conclusions provide a clear and comprehensive definition of the social and solidarity economy that is based on a set of values and principles. This is, in fact, the first tripartite definition of the social and solidarity economy agreed upon at the international level. And I would like to share that definition with you here. The social and solidarity economy encompasses enterprises, organizations, and other entities that are engaged in economic, social, and environmental activities to serve the collective and or general interest, which are based on principles of voluntary cooperation and mutual aid, democratic and or participatory governance, autonomy and independence, and the primacy of people and social purpose over capital in the distribution and use of surpluses and or profits as well as assets. Social and solidarity economy entities aspire to long-term viability and sustainability and to the transition from the informal to the formal economy and operate in all sectors of the economy. They put into practice a set of values which are intrinsic to their functioning and consistent with care for people and planet, equality and fairness, interdependence, self-governance, transparency and accountability, and the attainment of decent work and livelihoods. According to national circumstances, the social and solidarity economy includes cooperatives, associations, mutual societies, foundations, social enterprises, self-help groups, and other entities operating in accordance with these values and principles of the social and solidarity economy. In the third part of these conclusions, guiding principles to address challenges and opportunities in promoting decent work and the social and solidarity economy are underlined. One element that prominently emerged from the discussion included the role and the potential of the social and solidarity economy in addressing the needs in the care economy and in facilitating the transition from the informal to the formal economy. Other areas highlighted on the contributions of the social and solidarity economy include just transition and environmental sustainability and creation and preservation of jobs. The conclusions makes a specific mention of social inclusion and in particular emphasize women, youth, and disadvantaged groups such as the unemployed, persons with disabilities, migrant workers, and indigenous people. Part 4 of the conclusions tackles how the ILO constituents, namely governments, workers, and employers' organizations, can play a major role in fostering the social and solidarity economies, economic, social, and environmental contributions through an inclusive and equitable social dialogue process. This section underlines the obligations of the constituents to respect, promote, and realize the fundamental principles and rights at work, including in all types of social and solidarity economy entities. It also notes that governments, workers, and employers' organizations are encouraged to establish a conducive environment consistent with the nature and diversity of the social and solidarity economy to promote decent work and harness the fullest potential of social and solidarity economy entities. The fifth part of the conclusions provides recommendations and key principles for the International Labour Office action. They underline that the office should, with relevant partners, focus on the provision of legal and policy advice, advocacy, knowledge generation, exchange and dissemination of good practices, training and education, capacity building, and development cooperation. The office now has the mandate to promote greater coherence across the multilateral system through these conclusions, including through the United Nations Task Force on the Social and Solidarity Economy in the promotion of decent work and the social and solidarity economy. An annex to these conclusions provides a non-exhaustive list of relevant instruments of the International Labour Organization and the United Nations. Where do we stand now? The conclusions provide sufficient guidance to the ILO constituents and the International Labour Office on the promotion of decent work in and through the social and solidarity economy for years to come. We are now in the process of turning these conclusions into an office-wide strategy and action plan. This strategy and action plan will be presented at the next governing body of the International Labour Organization that will meet in October, November of this year for their consideration. In shaping and implementing this office-wide strategy and action plan for the next 5 years, we will keep engaging with ILO constituents, our historical partners, the cooperative movement, and the wider social and solidarity economy organizations. We look forward to advancing the social and solidarity economy in the service of decent work and sustainable development with you all. Thank you.